So what's up guys, just wanted to make this video because I have been using AI photos of myself on all these dating apps as an experiment, and it's freaking popping off. So I just wanted to share this video, and I think that if you're someone that your dating life is being bottlenecked by your lack of good photos, that you might want to see this. Yeah, so obviously I've had this account for a while, but I wasn't really getting photos. I wasn't getting matches. I wasn't getting that many likes, etc. And up until recently, I made some research on using AI for stuff. But then you couldn't use it because it wasn't advanced enough, right? It was easy to tell what was what, right? But now, let's look at this. In fact, I feel like I should review the text first before I even go to the stuff. So some of them have been dropping the ball on myself, but I'm having them like texting me first and shit like that. So I think that's pretty good. So I think we should start from Hinge, right? So I've got a bunch here. There was one that was yesterday. That was pretty funny. Okay, then it was this. I mean, literally look at this girl. And she texted me first. She would send like a bunch of emojis, heart emojis. And she's not bad, you know. She's pretty solid. She's 6'2", which is crazy. But she's 30. I mean, you know, and the 80-20 rule is essentially 80% of girls are swiping on 20% of women, 20% of men, right? So yeah, that does something. That definitely shows that something's off here, right? And she texts us first. I think we got another one here. Okay, this one was pretty interesting. This one was last night. Reacted like this photo. And what's funny, I'm going to show you the photos in a minute, but none of those are real. And they look exactly like me. That was when I had hair. So, but I cut my hair, but yeah. So I opened this one. Hey, you have such an adoring face. Unlike how it's far from me. Hey, you okay? No. I was just texting. She said, you're handsome. And you really see whether you're doing such stuff. Because I've been jumping all day. You know, just having a convo. I'm not even trying much games here. Etc. But this was in a span of 10 minutes. I'm gonna read all this, but she's saying, it's a random conversation. I'm like, let's get off of here then. She's like, snipe ups. I'm like, no, give me your WhatsApp. She said, nah, I'm an old man. And then I'm gonna hopefully, of course, I am gonna blow this number. And then I said, Def, wanna see that dress. And this is my WhatsApp right here. Texted her, said nothing, and she literally said, for so far, and a wedding dress. So a lot of investment from them, which is pretty good. I mean, she was alright. I wouldn't say, okay, this is her. Got makeup. She alright. You know? And this was another one yesterday as well. Completely organic. I've not had any sort of boosts on Hinge, whatever. But yeah, here's another one right here. Like the photo, I'm gonna show you the profile, but that's not real. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna open. Someone's adorable as fuck. Says you. I'm like, I don't know about that, but I'll take the compliment. So what are you up to? I don't know, they just said that smoking and stuff like that. Having a girls tonight. And you can pause if you want to read it, but you know, I was getting away with a lot more stuff. I realized I was getting away with a lot more that I wouldn't have gotten away with when I had bad photos of myself. And so, in fact, let's go ahead and look at the pictures, because the reason I'm making this video is when I was looking for these solutions, I'm using AI for dating photos. it was either too expensive or like freaking $500 a month. Like, how do you charge that much? That makes no sense. $500 a month, for a bunch of pictures. Some were charging thousands of dollars, and some were like, it was expensive. So another thing that I wanted to say is people were against it. People were like, "Oh, we're catfishing now." Da 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 da. The people that catfish are women because they're the ones that use excessive, at least most of them, excessive makeups. And when you see them in real life, or when they take their makeup off, it's not exactly as they do look. So if we're talking about catfish in general, it's women, okay? And secondly, this is not a catfishing because it is you. It did not change my appearance. All it did is take how you look and put you in scenarios that you probably have done before. It's just you couldn't take good enough pictures of them, of you doing those things. Because frankly, I don't really care about taking those pictures. I don't take pictures. You probably don't take pictures too. Alright? And either that or you'd have to hire like a professional photographer to do all these things. It's just too much effort just for what? To like get matches, go on a date with females. I don't think it's worth the time. So that's why I'm not against this. I think it's cool as long as you're not changing how you look. You're just being yourself. But anyway, enough yapping. Let's just get into it. This is the first picture, and I'm going to show you how you can generate this for yourself, or how I went about doing it. I think you should definitely give it a try. It's worked wonders for me. So this is the first picture. Just made a prompt over here. This one's actually real. This one. But this one that you're looking at right now is not real. And you probably couldn't tell, right? Because that's exactly how I look, right? And the thing that this AI does is it learns from how your face looks. Not just your face, your body, your shape and everything. And literally preserves you. So, yeah, there's another one. Obviously a picture with you, body and whatever. Showing you good girls, make them a little bit insecure. We got this one. This one's not real as well. This one's real, but the last one isn't real, right? You just sprinkle it in there, literally boost the female perception of your profile that easily, right? Takes you 5 minutes to make. So that was the results we had on Tinder right here, on Hinge right here. I mean, those were the ones that I left on red, or like they're supposed to reply, something like that. But these are more, some of them are busy and stuff. But yeah, that's that one. Now we should go to Tinder. I think we got something here. Okay, these ones were older ones, but okay, we got a match here. Just opening them. I think these were older matches, like older people, etc. But as you can see, my text game isn't the best either, but you're getting a lot more people, like a lot more eyes on your profile and stuff. Okay, that's this one. Could never have it. They're probably I don't know what's going on. They're probably busy or some shit, because she's literally responding well here. So I might have to circle back again. Same with this one. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that in general, I'm just getting a lot more and a lot more. Like likes and matches, like on average, just by using, okay, Blackpool, not sure what you mean, sorry. I got this one here. Man, my text game's in the best, guys, okay? But you get what I mean. You're just on average getting a lot more matches. Because these pictures, these pictures is essentially taking inspiration from all the dating pictures, all the good performing pictures, all the pictures that women like on the internet. And it's using that as inspiration, as style inspiration to generate these pictures. So enough yapping. We shall go to my computer and I'm going to show y'all how you would normally go about doing this and how you can do it right now, the most cost effective way to do it. What this AI essentially does is it's like an image model, okay? If you go to channels like AI search, this is where you see the latest like AI going on, you know, what models are good to use and stuff like that. But this new one came out yesterday. You probably heard about Nano Banana. It's like Google's model that's really good at this thing, like generating images and taking you and character consistency and stuff like that. So
forget trusting them.
But a new one came out that apparently is better than it, which is called Sea Dream. It's made by about the same companies that made TikTok and all that. So apparently it's really freaking good. So if we go to Sea Dream, right? Sea Dream AI. It's called Sea Dream 4. So this one. Like it generates really realistic images. Okay, look at this. These were all generated. The faces were generated with AI. But the problem that I had with all these models is no matter how much I tested them, they just never really got how I looked right. They just never really got how I looked right. So let me show you an example of what I did. Okay, so obviously I put a bunch of pictures of myself to train it. And I'm like, all right, awesome. You know, make me do this. So put me in a party with a bunch of girls. And it can't even get the freaking face right. Is that how I look? I hope not. His fucking tongue is out or something. His eyes are like, he's having a seizure. But even these faces are just not okay. And this is Sea Dream 4. Okay? Yeah, a lot of these models just are not specialized enough to handle what we want to do. Character consistency, physique consistency, how you look, physicality, everything, right? We need the proportions right. And these were just not having. I tried this, I freaking tried Nano Banana, and they all just didn't do it for me, right? And I'm someone that if I have a problem, I'm kind of obsessed with it until I fix it. So I ended up coming up with finding one that did solve my solution. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to use it to be the personal tool that's going to make my work so much easier, right? Because not a lot of people want to finick around with code, freaking, or go back to go use freaking backdoor APIs and stuff like that. Not a lot of people want to work with code. I don't want to work with code. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to use it and build together something that can solve this problem for me and make it way more consistent to rotate pictures and stuff like that. And that's exactly what I did, right? So I built this tool. Essentially, what it does is instead of giving us results like this, where it can't even keep our character consistent for the most part, we can make use of a bunch of models out there that are really good at character consistency, and we're gonna use it and make it train its memory or whatever it knows to understand exactly and remember how we look, right? So it would take our front selfie, our side selfie, all the different little camera angles of us so it understands us innately. And then what it learned, we're going to be using it to prompt stuff to give us results, right? And essentially all these images are generated using this method that I'm going to show you. All these images are just not real. They look super real. If you post this, you're probably going to get matches, right? And stuff like that, but, you know, if you don't have a car. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. What do you want to do, you know? So I'm going to show you how it works. So this is how it would look once you're in. And down here, you'll have a bunch of pictures that you've generated. And I like this one. So this is how it would look once you're in. And I'm already doing some training, obviously. Sometimes it does freaking produce some funny results. But most of the times, all the times, it keeps you exactly how you look. And you can prompt yourself in a bunch of different scenarios, in a party, whatever you want to do. So we're going to compare. Okay, so here's where you're going to create your character. I do recommend to post pictures of yourself that's like, have multiple shots. Make sure it's clear. Make sure you're the only one in the picture. Have selfies, have side selfies, have full body shots, pretty much like I've showed earlier on the main page. So, but once you're done with that, you'd have something called a character. So this would be your character, and you would select it. And that's essentially your digital persona. Now we're going to compare. We're going to come here. This is the exact same pictures I posted there. And I'm going to do this live. I'm going to say, in a party with a bunch of white girls. Okay? And a party. I'm going to say portrait. I'm going to select. I recommend choosing something that's realistic. Okay? Something that's believable. So there's a bunch here you can choose from, but I'd say go for this one. It's called iPhone, and it mimics how pictures look when taken on an iPhone. So you would select one and then you click generate. And now it's generating. Usually takes 1 to 2 minutes, but you'd wait for it. And essentially what you've got is yourself, but you can make yourself be anywhere doing anything. And it takes pictures in an aesthetic way. All right. So our system has learned a lot from Pinterest photos. If you go to Pinterest, you see a lot of aesthetic pictures. Like look at this one, for example. Look at this one, for example. These are all pictures that very properly fit the female gaze. In fact, soon enough, I'm adding a feature where you can take any random picture that you see on Insta or Pinterest, and you can take that photo and you can plug it in here. And what it's going to go ahead and do is generate yourself, or put you here, put you in this scenario, but it's you. Like, not just replacing your face, your whole body, everything. Obviously not going to be a carbon copy, because what if some people have seen this picture on the internet before and they're like, oh, what is this? But it's not going to be a carbon copy. It's going to be another generation in this scene, but it's going to be you. It's going to be original. So we've got our generation here, and this is already miles better than what we were getting with the other model. And obviously you can be more detailed with your prompt, but okay. I mean, I wouldn't use this one. I would say, okay, there's too many girls. Okay. I will just generate another one. Okay, what's a good scenario? What's a good scenario to put yourself in? I'm also going to be adding a community tab soon, where you're going to be taking a bunch of inspiration from other people that are generating stuff, so you know what to take inspiration from. Going to be a wingman feature where, if you're like me, that sometimes just don't want to put a lot of effort into thinking about, oh, what to text all these girls, you just upload the screenshot in there and they'll tell you what to reply. But okay, here I'm gonna say in a party with a bunch of like with two like on each side, the shorter than him is dressed elegantly, aesthetic. And I'm gonna generate again. And let's see what he gives us this time. And boys, would you look at that? We got some generation right here. We got this one. Totally freaking usable. Very realistic. No one's gonna freaking say, oh, this is AI. And here's another one right here. Here's another one. Here's another one. Sometimes it does make the odd mistake of essentially making the females look like you, but other times it does pretty good, like this one. I don't like the outfit though. You can go ahead and generate another one. You remember your prompt and everything. You can just generate again and generate again. So have them all generated in the background. Essentially anything that you can think of, any scenario you can think of, it just puts you in that scenario without you having to be like a prompt genius or whatever, you know, puts you in that scenario in a way that's aesthetic and postable by the on social media because it's already learned from all those pictures. So on the scenario, okay, pedant playing with a cat in a house, clothes, orange cat, aesthetic. I mean, you can try this. And there you go. Here's yet another one. This is pretty clean. Right here. These ones look like me. That's literally me. Okay. Yeah, it does do the odd little making everyone else look like you, but you can be more specific in your prompts and iron that out. But essentially, if you want to be generating dating photos of yourself, matter of fact, before I even say that, let me show you more pictures that I've generated with this. And would you look at this? Oh, this picture. Very clean, very freaking aesthetic. Oh, this one, like, very aesthetic, definitely usable. You can put yourself in any scenario and start fixing up your dating profile. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me. So yeah, if you're interested and you want to give this still a try, the link for it will be in the description. I think you should start making your profile, dating profile, be the best that it should be. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time when you could be getting more matches on average. That's just me. But thanks for watching this video. I'll see y'all when I make more updates on this. The next feature that's going to be coming is the remix feature. Like I told you, we can drag in any picture and it will produce your picture to look like that. Another thing is the community tab where you can be taking inspiration from what others are creating. Essentially, yeah, that's it. Take care.